Hello everybody and welcome to another video. My name is the Goldman and today I wanted to talk about the frog lady from the Mandalorian. When we first saw this character in chapter 10, I honestly laughed because it really is just a frog that can walk and talk. Most of the side characters throughout this show have been humans. It was nice seeing a character that was just physically unique. In this episode, all we really get to see of this character is of her being a mother. She's just a woman in the galaxy trying to survive and trying to give her family the best life it can possibly have. When she hooks up her voice to that droid Zero from chapter 6, I liked her attitude with Mando. Mando is being kind of lazy and saying the deal is off because they crashed, but Frog Lady is like, screw that, my babies are going to die if we don't leave, and she even takes a shot at the Mandalorian culture. Star Wars seems to have been mostly about fathers and fatherhood, so it was nice to see an ordinary woman being the best mother she can possibly be. It's funny because even though Frog Lady has a more prominent role in chapter 10, it's chapter 11 where I really began to fall in love with this character. I'm pretty sure everyone knows the scene that I'm talking about. When they finally arrive on the planet, Frog Lady is looking for her husband, and while she is searching, she finds him and she runs across the dock to go meet him. Since Star Wars has always been about relationships that don't end up really having a happy ending, it was nice to finally see a couple just be happy for once. When I first saw this scene, I loved it so much because there was just so much heart to it. If you didn't have a huge smile on your face when this scene played out, you must just not have a heart. With these Star Wars movies, it always seems like there are galactic consequences. We find an orphan boy who happens to be the chosen one, we find a farmer who happens to be the son of the chosen one, we find an orphan girl who happens to be the granddaughter of the former emperor of the galaxy. We begin these stories with what seems to be a group of ordinary people, but the hero's journey takes them on an extraordinary path. The fates of these characters in the movies are directly tied with the fate of the galaxy. In the movies, we never really get to dig deep into just ordinary people that aren't involved in these galactic consequences. The closest we got to that was probably the beginning of Rogue One, but granted, even there, the father happened to be the key engineer behind the construction of the Death Star. With this episode of The Mandalorian, the Frog Lady and her husband are just genuine ordinary people. They aren't part of some huge war, they don't have a child that happens to be the chosen one, they aren't spies for one side of a conflict, they are just an ordinary couple trying to make a life for themselves. I think that's what's so relatable about these characters. The fact that a significant portion of the audience was so happy to see Frog Lady back with her husband, I think shows how brilliant the universe of Star Wars really is. We are getting emotional over two frogs hugging each other. That sounds so ridiculous. But the story of Star Wars at its core is so human and so personal that we are able to care for characters that, again, look like frogs. It was also a small thing, but I like when the husband thanked Mando. This guy isn't some pirate or a skilled warrior, just an ordinary man who was thankful. Another aspect of this scene that I think goes really unnoticed is that because of these frog people, we actually get to see Baby Yoda go on a mini character arc. In my video on Cobb Vanth, I talked about giving supporting characters a small arc to go on can sometimes be really beneficial to your story. I know Baby Yoda is the face of this show, but in all reality, he is really a MacGuffin. He's a baby that everyone is after and the plot centers around him, so I think it's fair that we can call him a MacGuffin. But with this episode and the one before, we see this MacGuffin go on a character arc. In chapter 10, we see Baby Yoda eating the eggs. Now, I'm not going to get into the controversy behind this, but nonetheless, he is eating some of the eggs. To Baby Yoda, the eggs are just food, but in the next episode when Mando drops Baby Yoda off with the frog people, there's a moment where we see Baby Yoda look at an egg that just hatched. He seems to be amazed by the creation of life. The arc actually begins and ends with the same shot. The first one he wants to eat it, and in the second one he is amazed by the birth. Also, this shot is just so funny seeing Baby Yoda through this liquid. This ties in nicely with the Frog Lady because this frog couple literally just became parents, and seeing them take care of Baby Yoda for a bit is kind of like practice for them. It was brief, but I loved seeing this dynamic with Baby Yoda and the frog people. Part of me had this idea that Baby Yoda would be best off with someone like the frog lady, but of course that can't happen. So overall, that would be why I love the frog lady so much, because even though she is a legit frog, she is so relatable and she adds so much heart to the show. We probably won't see her again, but I definitely wouldn't mind if she made a return. For everyone who watched this video, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of me, then you can go check me out on the Chatooine Show or on Green Milk Radio. I'll put a link in the description for both if you want to check us out. By the way, this Sunday, November 22nd, I plan on releasing the results of a poll where people vote for their favorite Star Wars movies. As of Thursday, we already have around 300 votes, so if you want to help out and vote, it would be greatly appreciated. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really does help out the channel. Don't forget to unite the Claude Squad, and I'll see you guys next time.